Снайпер! Контакт! Прикрой меня! Я должен перезарядиться!
Alright, folks. Now, Russian server only, but please, dear God, don't let this thing come out to the other servers. It's so toxic. Like a BZ-176 that now has indirect fire mode without weak spots. Oh god. Assault artillery, because playing normal artillery is boring. Now you have armor, mobility, and health to go to the front line and still camp behind cover, lobbing high explosives. Wonderful design. Luckily, there's no stun effects, but you're still weak to flanking, obviously, but this thing has no weak spot at the front. Mostly. Oh god. It's like entrench, haul down vehicles, but now it fires high explosive at you while cannot be pinned. Oh god. So toxic. The Object 261 version number 4 and 5. The only difference, the shell usage and some of the gun elevation, but that is practically it. Based on the IS-7 chassis with a large superstructure, it is practically a tank destroyer except 203mm gun that has good elevation for lobbing the high explosive round, but yeah, that's an IS-7 practically at the hull front. So large superstructure that is about 210mm thick baseline. It is sloped backwards, so pretty thick. And also with this vehicle it is like with the Object 257, it's a V-shaped hull. So side scraping with this hull is practically auto bounce. So pretty good. But space armor on the sides, large superstructure with a large gun, KPV machine gun on top. Cannot use it, unfortunately, but it's not a bad looking tank destroyer, but they classified it as a artillery piece. Why? I mean, imagine cannot penetrating this vehicle, and now it's firing back behind cover with high explosive rounds, or even high explosive anti-tank with high penetration and high damage. Oh, yeah, just low DPM, but eh. A platoon of 3 of these, pretty toxic. But then again, artilleries cannot platoon, so that's a good restriction. KPV machine gun that is automated inside the superstructure. But yeah, not a bad looking vehicle. I would rather have this thing as a tank destroyer, but yeah, it's like a Russian version of a yak-Panzer E100 practically. But ooh, this picture is nice, very crisp. I mean 4K compared to the 1080p. Yeah, pretty good pictures. Yeah, I would definitely love this vehicle as an actual tank destroyer, not a artillery piece. But hey, whatever. Already have like 2 tank destroyer lines in the Russian tech tree, but technically you could go for 3. Technically, with some of the rear mounted, or not the rear mounted, the medium tank-esque rear-mounted tank destroyers with lower caliber, but whatever. Yeah, that's a good picture right there. Alright, let's take a look at the full stats of the Object 261 and version number 4 and 5 on the Russian server. Now, the only difference is the gun elevation and some of the accuracy, but version number 4 has 2 rounds, a high explosive anti-tank round and a high explosive round, whereas the version number 5 has only a high explosive anti-tank round, and that is it. Yeah, only one high explosive anti-tank, and that is it. So originally, the version number 4 has worse accuracy, worse aim time, but has a high explosive round rather than a high explosive anti-tank. So they changed that recently with the Holiday Ops patch, but let's take a look anyways. So premium tier 10, it's a placeholder, obviously, but 203mm gun, DPM sucks ass. It is large alpha, but yeah, you're lobbing the shell, so indirect fire mode is the benefit of low DPM practically. Alright. Powerful engine too, 1200 horsepower. So horsepower per ton ratio on this thing is actually pretty good. Crew of 5, Russian heavy tanks practically. But let's take a look at the gun. So 300mm penetration, high explosive anti-tank. 650 alpha is okay, but DPM sucks ass. 0.96 accuracy. You're lobbing the shell. The shell is slow. Also not accurate. It's like twice as bad as normal heavy tank guns, or even 3 times as bad as regular sniping guns, or medium tank, heavy tank guns. But god, that is awful. 4.79 seconds to aim. You're lobbing the shell. You're not waiting that long to aim, right? Unless you're not being bothered by enemy artillery. So actual enemy artillery is the counter to this artillery. 5 degrees gun depression, 20 elevation, 10 degrees per side traverse. So it needs the elevation, but it is not crazy. You cannot lob this shell over the entire map, right? So you cannot play this thing as actual artillery. You still have to go to the front line and use the 100 meter, 200 meter radius or so of the gun arc when pointing upwards, but the shell velocity is actually surprisingly slow. It is only 150 meters per second. That is subsonic. The actual speed of sound is 343 meters per second. So you will hear this shell before getting hit by it, practically. Some planes fly faster, right? Some of the commercial airlines, like 787s, flies faster than this shell. It is slow. It is dead slow of a shell speed, shell velocity. Same goes with the high explosive, but you get a burst radius with the high explosive. Okay. Yeah, high explosive, less penetration, more alpha, duh, but yeah, DPM on this thing sucks ass. But then again, you could put a rammer, so okay. It's all about the armor. It's all about just tanking hits behind cover and lobbing the shell in return. So it's all about the armor on this thing. Now health wise, only 1500 health. So that is like a tier 9 tank destroyer practically, or tier 8 heavy tank. So yeah, not the most health, but if this thing had like 2000 health or 2500 health or something, like with the 𝗃 E100, then killing this thing is a nightmare. Alright, 210 millimeters at the hull front. It's for the superstructure. The hull should be the 150 millimeter upper plate, but it's 210 for the superstructure and only 130 for the upper plate. 150 for the lower plate. So upper plate is a little bit weaker than the IS-7, which it is based off of, but it has a V-shaped hull, so that's nice. So shooting at the beak right here is the only weak spot. Is the driver hatch. Driver hatch is also somewhat weak. It is sloped 60 millimeter, but if you're tall enough, yeah, that negates the sloping. Yeah, if you're tall enough, shoot into the driver hatch, and that will pin. Okay. The rest of the armor is okay. I mean, at an angle or at a distance, yeah, it's okay enough. So you can actually side scrape with this thing. It is only 80 millimeter at the hull sides, but there are space armor. Yep, space armor above the tracks and a V-shaped hull below. So technically auto bounce for most caliber of guns other than 150 millimeters. Now there is a weird sponson in the back. It is similar to the Object 259A or the Udarniy, so IS-7 prototypes, but usually they don't have that weak spot like with the 257. They don't have that. Alright. Superstructure side armor is 80, so you could side scrape a little bit to bait out the shells, but 80 behind the manlet, or just this bulge right here. Technically, yeah, don't expose too much. You are not supposed to side scrape, but if you hold down, this thing is pretty annoying to be dug out. Yeah, it has armor. It's a V-shaped hull too. Yeah, so just shoot in the back of the sponson, but okay. Assault artillery. Yeah, square, but assault pentagon. Alright, mobility wise, it has mobility too. 18.46 horsepower per ton ratio with 45 km per hour top speed. Better horsepower per ton than the IS-7. Worse top speed by like 5 or so. Yeah, top speed, not even 5. Holy crap, IS-7 is fast. By 15 almost, but 1 more horsepower per ton ratio better than the IS-7. Also, the hull front is 150 on the IS-7. It should be. It's not 130. Yeah, it's sloped 150 without the driver hatch weak spot. Driver hatch is 140 compared to 60. So, definite weak spot on the assault artillery. But hey, it needs some weak spot, right? Some. Yeah, top speed is not as good. But if this thing has like 60 kilometers per hour top speed, then holy butt fuck. Oh god. No, please no. Camo, more like a patent tank, surprisingly, which is actually good for a heavy tank chassis. And view range is kind of crap, but then again, artillery. I mean, it's better than artillery, but worse than tank to shores. How bad is the E3 after the nerf? Like, pretty bad, right? I think it's like 380, but yeah, it's like with the IS-7. If this thing is hauled down, you're not killing this thing. The turret is super bouncy. You're not penetrating the turret unless you're into this lip behind the cupola or the driver hatch, the commander and loader hatch right here. That little lip, that is the weak spot. But usually you're not hitting that. No way. So driver hatch is also not a weak spot. It's only the lower plate or side armor. But yeah, killing this thing is practically about the same as killing this thing. But this thing could lop the shell behind cover. Yeah, kind of bad. So the stats are the same practically for the version number 5 compared to the 4th version right here. So all the stats are practically the same other than the gun elevation. And what that means is this thing could lop the shell a little bit better with better accuracy than the version number 4. But that is practically it. Same aim time. Almost the same aim time practically. But DPM is practically the same. So only difference, gun elevation, accuracy, and usage of a high explosive round. It doesn't get a high explosive. Only use high explosive in the tank, doesn't get high explosive. But yeah, let's kit this thing out with equipments. So I will run rammer. No way. DPM's already crap enough. 24 seconds reload for a 600 alpha gun. That's about the same as the Hesh round on the 183, except yeah, that's the same reload time except half the damage. Actually, not even half, a third of the damage. But you have better penetration than the Hesh round. All right, fine, whatever. Yeah, high explosive is better, but there's no stun effects with a high explosive. But okay, vents. Aim time, accuracy, those are already crap. Maybe just put freaking turbocharger or optics and you'll be fine. But yeah, there's no improved gunner sights. You cannot even improve the accuracy on these things. What the hell? It's only enhanced gun lane drive, and that doesn't do much. It's half a second. Yeah, half a second. Ooh, whoopee. 4.7 seconds to 4.2. Wonderful. Blah, no need. I would say maybe turbocharger or optics, one of which. Probably optics. Yeah, optics makes it feel a little bit better, but ugh. Why the hell don't you have improved aiming? I want improved aiming on the accuracy. Oh. But yeah, alright. Field mods. Assault artillery should be different, right? Than tank destroyers. Dispersion? Or engine power, right? Engine power. Dispersion. I would say, yeah, you don't need dispersion. It's already garbage accuracy, garbage dispersion anyways. Better engine power. Make it go faster. Better engine power. Top speed by 5! Or camo after you fire. Camo after you fire is already 0.85. Now it's 0.91. Horse shit. I don't need that. 5 more kilometers per hour top speed. Definitely better top speed. What the? This is a joke. Gross. Alright. The hell is this? Dispersion while traversing, or I think aiming? Alright, one is aiming the gun, dispersion. One is moving the hull, dispersion. I think aiming the gun is a little bit more important. Yeah, aiming the gun is a little bit more important. DPM or more health. Or crew protection, supposedly. Yeah, more health. Yeah, 80 more health. Whoopee. Or even 50 more DPM. Oh god, these two are both bad. Yeah, these two are... I mean, it's half a second plus. But DPM is still crap. With the loading buff. This is a whatever pick. Doesn't matter much. I'll put more health. DPM was already garbage. Yeah, I'll put more health. Yeah, 40. 8 DPM. Whoa, whoopee. Alright, finally. Oh my god, why are there so many track buffs? Dispersion buff again at the cost of traverse. Or better traverse on paper at the cost of dispersion buff. Or traverse is already somewhat slow, right? Somewhat. So you're not traversing that quick. So if you're gaining outflanked, this is not gonna help you. Not much. By medium tank or light tank, so might as well, or even a heavy tank. But yeah, go with better dispersion while moving the hull and trying to shoot the gun with garbage accuracy. All right, so woof, woof, woof. All right, with the fully kitted out, let's see. Let's pick survivability rather than optics. You can choose either one, but I say better accuracy with the Vince buff. And all of that, you have still garbage DPM, garbage aim time, real garbage accuracy, of course, but you have some mobility with the armor. And decent enough view range. What the hell? The stats did not carry over. Damn it. Yeah, view range is decent with the optics. Mobility is pretty decent. 50 kilometers per hour top speed with the armor. That is somewhat scary. Only downside to it is it has no bite to the bark. I mean, it has some bite, so it is still a bunker that you have to peel out of a freaking ditch, but goddamn, it's annoying. How much do I rate these two vehicles? Now, with the better gun elevation and accuracy, the gun performs, obviously, better, right? You can lob the shell at a longer range, but goddamn, shell velocity sucks ass. Like, really sucks ass. It's annoying. There's no stun effects. Thank God. There's no stun effects with the shell. I looked. There's no stun effects. Please, dear God, no stun effects. Yeah, no stun effects. 17 burst radius. 17 meters. But, yeah, 150 meters per second. Shell velocity is so bad. Usually, it's about 430 or so. Or 450. With artillery at tier 10. Let me just check, double check to be sure. But yeah, tier 10 artilleries have at least supersonic shell velocity. 500. It's faster for the actual 261. Yeah, that's supersonic. Sonic speed is 343. So it's just science. God, this thing. It's a close range derp gun. I mean, you have the armor to take the hits. So imagine a KV-2 with armor. That's a BZ-176. Now imagine it without weak spots. And you can lob the shell with secondary or indirect fire. That is this vehicle. Only downside to it is shell velocity, freaking DPM, accuracy, aim time, all the good stuff. But yeah, you have the armor to be face hugging, I guess. It's annoying. It's still annoying to deal with. Mostly because of the mobility of this thing. Hell, if you put a turbocharger, it goes even faster, right? Than the vents. But 7? 7 out of 10? So annoying. So annoying to deal with. Look at this horsepower per ton ratio. Look at this top speed. Imagine the IS-7 with an indirect fire mode and a high explosive anti-tank round. Yeah, you don't have the DPM, but hey, who the hell cares anymore? A crew or platoon of 3 of these things, or the 261 version number 4. That's annoying to deal with. I mean, just 3 rounds for all of them. You'll take at least half of your health away with high explosive. So, oh god. Also, you could go ramming. I haven't taken a look at that. How much does it weigh? How the hell does... 65 tons. You could actually go ramming with that armor too. With that mobility and top speed, you could go ramming. Ah, fuck it. I'll ram and then become a freaking roadblock and face hug you. Yeah, 7 out of 10. It's still goddamn annoying. Well, there we go, folks. Assault Artillery, the Object 261, version number 4 and 5 on the Russian server. Oh god, my voice cracked. Oh no. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.